So welcome guys back to the Division 3 race number 11 to Brazil. Final time decision. We are racing on season 2 and it's qualifying time here at Brazil, and it seems like a couple of guys are starting on medium tires and everyone else is on soft tires, and it seems to be like Caterson is the first one out of the track. And Caterson is on medium tire compound, and so it's gonna be interesting what kind of time he gonna put. Yeah, he's coming out of the final turn and starting his lap. And the ears open and he's coming to the line and starting his lap right now, and he's heading to turn 1, breaking up after a 50-minute pod and keep it on track limits, and then we are heading to turn 4, 50-meter pod braking, and that was really nice line, and then again 50-meter pod braking and then uphill to right hander, and then it's the hairpin and a little bit oversteer on the exit, but doesn't compromise his lap time so much, and then he's coming to long left hander and then it's braking. It's a final turn and then it's again a little bit oversteer on the exit, then shortest road to the finish line, and it's going to be 1:7.5, and that's a pretty good lap on medium tires. And next is going to be he has invalidated his lap. Now goes P1:6.5 on soft tires, Basics P2, 6/10 up, Bombastic P3 and 3, and these 3 guys are on medium tires. And DJSCF is coming to the finish line and his goes P2, 4/10 from the leader. Yep. And it's Cyclone coming into the on his second lap, and he goes P7, 17.6 on soft tires, and it's C-Bucks coming his Alpha Tower starting his lap, and Lenny is also coming to the line and he's going to be before 17.2, and Rutger goes P2, 16.8. and Nikhil has invalidated his lap time, and Smiley starting his lap right now, and Nikomania is starting also his lap, and Russell Black is coming to the... No, he's going to the pits. So we can jump on board with Nikomania. He's coming out of the turn 4 and he's going sector 2 right now, coming uphill and then straight line braking, no locking on the front, and then hairpin and gets really nice exit, and then right hander, and then it's a long way to the final turn, and then got a good exit off that turn, and then shortest road to the finish line, and it's going to be P5 17.0. And Jonah has also started his lap. It's coming second turn and heading to the turn 3, and there's a little bit traffic ahead of him. That's not the good thing for him, but they got out of nicely. And then it's final turn, good exit up from that, and then shortest road to the finish line. DRS wide open, and it's P3 once. What a lap from him. Passes is also coming for sector 2 on his Red Bull. And he's coming to the final turn, and nice exit off that turn. So this road to the finish line, and it gets little bit slipstream, car ahead maybe, and here goes P1 16.4. Is currently on pole position, and then it's Alpha Roma driver Anki Clone is starting his lap, also Nick Hill, and Bombastic is finished his lap, and it's going to be P5 16.7, and now goes P1 16.3 on his Williams, currently on pole position, and Brazopak is starting his lap also on his yellow Renault, and gets a good exit of Senna Ash, and is going through the sector 1, end of the sector 1 and starting sector 2, and braking after 50-meter port, and then it's a hub hill, and easily to get track limits warning from there. It doesn't seem like so good lap from him, but You just need to get some kind of lap to get time on board, and he's coming into final turn and crossing the line P10 on 6.9 and splits the two McLarens. As Mali is on the alt lap, is currently P2 on the championship, and Basic has won the Division 3 championship at the last race in Japan, but Smalley has the chance, but the final laps on the race didn't went like he had wished. He got the puncture 2 laps before crossing the finish line, so his championship ended up on the last week. But he's the fast guy, and I think he's gonna be fighting for pole position today. And he's coming to the end of the sector 2, and he's 1/10 up this time, and it's going to be pole position right now, seems like it. So the road to the finish line doors open, and he's gonna cross the finish line by P1 16.2. He's proved 2/10 on his lap, and next is going to be Jonah. He going to pits. Catterson is also coming to sector 3 and cross the finish line P9 16.7, and Smalley's teammate Rutger starting his lap. Sorry. And Rutger invalidates his lap, and it's Bombastic starting his lap, and Basics is coming, and I think he's gonna go to another lap. The area's open, and he's heading to the turn 3, and he's a little bit behind his best time, but let's see if he can make a good sector 2, and it seems like he's gonna make this happen, and he's coming to the final turn, and he's a little bit down on his previous lap, but let's see, is he going to prove his time? He dives into pits, and his teammate Bombastic is also down on his previous lap. He's also coming to the pits, and there's a McLaren driver DJSCF, and he's a little bit up on his time, and he's coming to the end of the sector 2, and he's 3/10 up, and nice exit of final turn, and he's going to be P8 16.6, and Rutger is coming to finish line, and he goes P5 16.5, Guazar is starting his lap right now. I think he's our reserve driver today. Yeah. And he's coming to the sector 2 tricky right-hander. And he's coming end of the sector 2 the final turn, and let's see where he can put his AlphaTauri. And he's gonna cross the finish line on P10 16.7. And Zona is starting his lap on his Haas and gets pretty good line through Senna S, and coming to end of sector 1, and he's 1/10 up. And he's coming to the sector 2 and keeps the tricky right-hander clean. And now he's coming to the end of sector 2, and he's 2.5 tenths up previous lap, and it's gonna be tight P2 or P3, I guess. And he's crossing the finish line P2 16.3. That's enough to P2 today. And let's see who's gonna be next. It's going to Smelly, and he's proving 1/10 and crossing the finish line, and he's on the previously on the pole position. Another pass some kind moment there, and he seems to be not anyway. It's going to be Catterson next across the finish line, and he's pitched well. So Pasix is on sector 2, and is he gonna challenge Smalley today? And he's 2/10 up almost, and it's going to be tight if he gonna get good sector 3 and across the finish line by P2 16.2. So yep, it's going to be qualifying there, and Smalley is again on the pole position. Congratulations from him to him, and it's P2 to Pasix and P3 for Jonna, and Navarre is P4, and they are really tight on those times. And yep, and it's again good qualifying to Red Bull and Racing Point drivers. So Smiley is on pole position in his racing point, P2 Basics, Jonah P3, Navor P4, Seabucks P5, Walker P6, Bombastic P7, DJ SCF P8, Lenny P9, Nicomania P10, Egujar P11, Caterson P12, Kikon P13, Brazoback P14, Nikhil P15, and 15 drivers separate only 8 tenths. That's close. Close qualifying with these guys. And it seems like tried race today, and hopefully we can get good race again. It's the final time this season. Drivers are choosing their strategies right now, and we are starting the formation lap in few seconds, and yep. And also Aether joins us to this race. He's driving on Alfa Romeo, and yeah, let's see. So 12 drivers are starting on soft tires, and 3 drivers are on mediums, and Brazoback is starting on hard tire compound, and it's going to be one stop strategy: soft medium or soft hard, or then it's medium hard or medium soft. And this is the predicted pit stop strategy. By myself, I started on medium tires and then put a soft tire compound, and that seemed to work pretty well. Let's see which this guy is gonna do, and it's starting the race, and 5 lights are out, and it's lights out, and away we go. It's a great start from the basics. He's right behind Smiley, and it seems like pretty clean start, but there's sectors yellow flags, and it's Seabucks and Caterson has one, and there's have been some contact between these two guys, and Caterson seems not to be have wing damage, but Sheepucks have front wing damage, and he has the box on this lap already. But no safety car, so it's pretty good start. And Pasik has gone to the pits, has some wind damage now. He's putting hard tires already. That's very interesting tactic from him. And Caterson has spun on his Mercedes and broken his front wing. That's not gonna be good for him. And it's safety car. And it was really good tactic from Pasix. You know that the safety car will come out, I guess. And let's see, is he gonna undercut Smalley? It's going to be tight, I guess. But let's see. And they have drive under data time right now, so they cannot exceed that. As Smalley hasn't come to in on this lap. So yeah, this is really going to play back of Pasix and to the Red Bull team. If his tire is gonna last to end of the race, then it will be a good result for him. And yeah, but no one has retired from the session yet. Really positive. And let's see if we gonna get the safety car in this lap, so we can continue racing. Final time this season. I say Aether has gone, and then it's the Pasix on his Red Bull and on new hard tires. And Seabucks is back in the game, and he has to trust that he can deliver good lap. I mean good race, and he could get some good points for today's race. So if we can get safety car in this lap, the drivers are ready to race, but safety car continues one more lap. Yep. I don't know why it isn't coming to in this step, but well, let's try back off my lander one more lap. Could we get all drivers to finish race today and get amazing finish to the season? That will be amazing. Hopefully anyone don't retire from the session and we could have good battles final time. So safety car is in this lap and we are ready to start. Continue race again. Smiley is slowing down and back will be back and again, and we are ready to start race. And when Smiley is going to be push the gas pedal, and Smiley has got 5-second time penalty collision with Jonah, but I think it will be removed after the race. And it's pretty good start from Rutger. He gained one position, gained position from Brazil and Passage has and Ether has gone also ahead of Brazil. And Zipax they're side by side coming on the hairpin, and hopefully they don't touch together, and it seems like pretty clean battle with these guys. And now Nick Hill is right behind Zipax and trying to overtake him to the turn, and Zipax gets a 3-second time penalty. That's not the way he wanted to do it. And also Caterpillar is right behind Nick Hill, and Nick Hill goes to the crash and Caterpillar got past the kill. Yep, he got the move done, and let's go back to the front. Smell is still leading and is 8 tenths ahead of the Jonah. And Navarre is currently on P3, 1 second behind front 2 guys. And Jonah puts the fastest lap 19.4. And there is available on this lap also, and that's gonna help Jonah to get overtake Smally. And Smally has used a lot of years on this lap to keep Jonah behind him. I think Jonah is a little bit too far away from Smally to get the move down to turn 1. But let's see, turn 3 he's gonna get in turn 4 and he's still a bit far away. And DJFCF has done the move from Bombastic and he's up to 4th place now, and Bombastic is splitting to McLaren right now. Seems like pretty good race for McLaren team today. And also Haas drivers Lenny and Navarre is on P2, P7. So we are now lap 10 and I think we are going to see pretty soon some pit stops on these soft tire runners. And Lenny seems to struggle on his rear tires and they are pretty hot right now, but he has a lot of ERS to use and he has great chance to overtake Kumania. And our reserve driver Ikuaser is on P8 on his AlphaTauri. And he seems like pretty good to get the same pace like those Division 3 guys, and hopefully he gonna get good result from this race. As Mali has pulled 1 second gap to Jonah and Jonah hasn't able to got DRS. And this is not a good thing from him to him. And also there's 2.5 second gap to between DJFCF and Navarre. And then again between Radker and Kuklon there's 2.5 second gap. There isn't so many actions right now, and everybody is Just trying to hold on these tries and waiting who's gonna be the first to go to pitch and which tire he's gonna put. And Navarp is right behind Jonas and he's got the move done and move it up to P2 and Jonas right behind him P3 and Navarp has to now just chase down Smally and get the move done to be on P1. And Navarp couldn't get so good lap in on qualifying, but the race is looking pretty promising to him. So let's see, is Smally going to go to pits? And Nikomani has fallen to ninth. What's happened there? Let's see. There's some, and Nikomani goes to the pits. And let's see which star he's gonna, and he's gonna take mediums, and that's just what I am talking about. Mediums are gonna last to the end of the race, I would say. And there's already 2-second gap between Navarp and Smally, and Smally is doing excellent job right now to be safe if Navarp pits on this lap, so he doesn't want to undercut him. I think so. And everybody still keeps going with these soft tires. I think lap 16 will be a great lap to come in and then switch to the medium tires. And there's great battle between Lenny and Egujoar on 6th position. And Rutger goes to the pits, and let's see which star he's gonna put. And he's going to put medium tires. And he's P15 right now, and Nikomani is 1.5 seconds ahead of him. So let's see, is Mali going to pit on this lap? No, he still keeps going. Also Navarp, Zona DTFCF also, and Bombastic, and Lenny goes to the pits. Lenny got 5-second time penalty speed into pit lane. And he's coming out just ahead of Rutger. And at this lap, Smiley is going to go pits, and Navarre continues track. It's interesting. Jonah, DCFCF, Bombastic, and Gujar is going to pits, and Pasix is going to move P3 right now. But I am not sure if his tire is gonna last to the end of the race, and now he's overtaking Aether, and now he's up to P2, and Brasselback dives bomb into C-Box. Hopefully he doesn't get any front wing damage, and it seems like he doesn't have any damage. And Navarre goes to the pits on this lap, and let's see where he gonna end up. And he's coming out of pit lane, and Smiley is there, and they're going to be side by side, and they go side by side into turn 1, and Smiley gets ahead of Navarre. Just seems like Smiley has pretty poor outlap. Smiley has gained, Navarre has gained a lot of time during the in-lap, and C-Box has taken time penalty again of track limits. That's going to be interesting to watch Smiley versus Navarre. And Navarre passed DRS now, and he's using all of his ERS to make the move down on Smiley. But now Smiley has DRS, and is he gonna re-overtake Navarre? I think he's a bit far, and there's sector 3 yellow flags. C-Box is retiring from the session to the pit lane, and it's 15 drivers left on this race anymore, so we doesn't get all of the drivers to the finish line. There's 16 laps to go, and Smiley is right behind Navarre. Is he going to make a move to the first turn? I think he's a little bit far away and he's not using his over ears. And now he's turning up. He turns down his ears and he's waiting for a good moment and little bit charging the battery. I think this is going to be battle from the lead. I think those front guys have to beat again. And now Smelly overtakes Navarp and moves up to P2, and now Navarp has DRS, and is he gonna re-overtake Smelly? I think he is going to overtake him again, and he's gonna pass again. This is amazing to watch. And there's only 7 seconds between Navarp and Pasix. And now Smelly has another chance to overtake Navarp into turn 1 or turn 4. And he's pretty low on his ears. That's make little bit easier to Navarp to defend and to re-overtake. And Igusar has retired from the session to pit lane. That's a double disaster to AlphaTauri today. Both of the drivers are retired from the session. And this is going to be interesting also. Could Pasix go to the end with these tires and keeps Navarp and Smelly behind? Let's see. And there's sector 2, and that's a ghost of EA of Igusar driving on track. I don't know why he doesn't stop it to the pit lane, and if he gonna goes the safety car or no. Luckily and Brazovac puts the fast lap 1:8.7 on his Renault. There's a good battle between two teammates, Cyclone and Aether on Alfa Romeo. And now Smelly has recharged his battery, and now he is ready to make move from Navarp, and I think he's gonna do it to turn 4, so Navarp couldn't re-overtake him. And now he is turning. No, he isn't turning up DRS. He's waiting another lap. So let's go to the back this fight. And let's see, is Malik gonna make the move to turn 4 on Navarp? He's pretty close, but he's a little bit too far away. Brazil Black gets the move done on Nick Phil because Nick Phil has gone to the pitch. And Brazil Black overtakes Clone also to turn 4. And Smiley is still waiting for good chance to overtake Navarp, and they are gaining all the time PASIX, and it's only 4-second lead PASIX 9 right now, and it's coming down all the time, and Jonah has overtaken Lenny. Two horses are pretty good position right now, B7 and B6. And now Smiley is right behind Navarp, and is this the lap he's gonna make the move? And now he is really close, and I would make the move on this lap. No, he's not gonna make the move still, and he's playing pretty good game with Navarp. He's forcing Navarp to use all of his ERS to defend Smiley, and Smiley is charging the battery behind Navarp, and this gonna make pretty easy to Smiley in few laps to overtake Navarp. Then there's only 7 laps to go in this race. And DTFCF got 3-second time penalty on track limits. And PASIX has only 3-second lead, and it's coming all laps smaller and smaller. Is his tires gonna last to end of the race, or would they blow out like Smiley on Japan? Hopefully not. And now Smiley got so bad exit, but he keeps it on their zone, and he have to use all of his charged ERS to get back of Navarp again. and you don't have to make one mistake and you are far away. But Smelly keeps it clean and he's right behind Navarp again. And now he has to make the move. And it's only 2-second gap between Navarp and Basix. And Basix is going to mix this fight, and Smelly has to get the move done before they catch up Basix, because otherwise Navarp would get DRS from the Basix. And now Smelly is right behind, and they go side by side to turn 1, and Smelly gets the second place of Navarp, and now Navarp is using all of his ERS, and they are now both of pretty low on ERS, and Smelly forces the Navarp wide of exit turn 4, and I think Navarp is pretty mad of that and wants to get that place back. And Smelly is going to get DRS from Basix. Also, and that will make a little bit easier to him. And they again going side by side, and Navarp gets back P2. This is amazing to watch. Navarp goes with a bit wide, and they again going side by side, and Navarp almost win. Smelly doesn't leave any room to Navarp, and now it's going to get serious between these two drivers. I know Navarp is really mad at Smelly right now, and he wants to win this race so much, and also Smelly wants the race win to himself. And this is making good for Basix of these two guys battling. And it's going to be 3-way battle from the lead, and it's only 3 laps to go, and I don't really know who's gonna win this race. It is so much action between these two guys, so any one of these 3 drivers could win the race. Final time this season. And now Smelly has DRS from Basix, and let's see what he can do. Is he going to overtake Basix? And he has. And he has pretty good tire and advantage to compare Basix. 2 laps to go, and they're so close to each other. And now also Navarp is right behind Navarp. Smiley. And they are they gonna go 3 wide? No. And Navarp dives into Smiley. Turn 1, but doesn't get quite the move done. And now Pasik is P3, Navarp P2, and Smiley P1. And Jonah gets 3-second time penalty track limits. And it's 1 more lap to go. This and the next one. So 1.5 lap to go. And it's looking pretty promising to Smelly, but he needs to keep his head down and win this race. And Google gets 3-second time penalty from the track limits. And Smelly is sweeping on straight to keep Navarp behind him. And now Navarp is right behind Smelly, and he's 1 more chance. To get ahead of Smelly, and it's going to be fight until the finish line. And there's sector 2 yellow flags, and it's Brazil back retired from the session. But there they come to the final turn, and is Navarp going to win this race or Smelly? And it seems like Smelly is going to win this race. At final time this season, he's going to win the race on Racing Point. And Navarp is P2, DCFCF P3, Pasik P4, Jonah P5, Pasik P6, Lene P7, Vikomania P8, Rutger P9, Kyklon P10, Aether P11, and Nickfield is the final, who's gonna cross the finish line, and he's going to be P12. And it was the great battle between Smelly and Navarp, and also it was and there was a little bit contact also with these 2 drivers, but they still both finished the race and got P1 and P2 position. And Smelly is P1, Navarp P2, Bombastic P3. Congratulations to these drivers. And then it's DTFCF P4, Zona P5, Pasik P6. I don't know what happened to Pasix. Did he get penalty or something to drop him to P6? Lenny P7, Nikomania P8, Rutger P9, Kyklon P10, Aether P11, Nikhil P12, Catherson P13, Razorback P14, and then these two guys have DNF from the session. And it was one-stop strategy for most of the drivers, and there were some track limits, warnings and penalties, but this was pretty good race for these drivers, and it was pretty clean. And yep, this was the final time that we see on Division 3 racing, and we would see on the next season. And I'm not pretty sure if I'm host anymore, because, well, let's see then. But now it's goodbye from me, and this has been really enjoyable to commentate and watch your guys racing, and hopefully we gonna see next season. Goodbye.